I think the first time I seen your thing was when you pounded the what is that? What is it called?
The
hammer,
Thor's
Lau Lau?
hammer.
Yeah, Thor's that went like super viral, right?
That's the first one I
that's-
kind of seen. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this?
That one's doing good in Hawaii right now. Actually, like all my Lau Lau videos, they hit, and that's how,
Why?
that's how all my Hawaii following started. Because before I had nobody, because I'm in the mainland,
Yeah.
But then I did like 3 Lau Lau videos, and then they just hit randomly, and then everybody's been from Hawaii.
It's almost a couple mil, on some of.
Oh, I got one for like 4 million,
Yeah.
and the other one's is like 400,000, which is high because it's all like everyone in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So it's been good like that. And then on Sunday I'm on Kitchen Scraps, the new
The Hawaii one, right?
Yeah. So they'll show up my episode on Sunday.
Oh, so you fly? Oh, you went and you did it already?
Yeah. I flew in last month and stuff. So
How was that filming Kitchen Scraps?
it was good. Yeah. It was stressful, but
I always watch Bobby Flay. What is it? He has like
barbecue brawl or
like they have a chef, and then they gotta like compete against another chef. Then the winner battles Bobby Flay, but then they get the winner gets to pick the dish he wants to cook, and Bobby Flay has to cook that dish.
Beat Bobby Flay or whatever.
beat Bobby
Okay,
Flay.
yeah.
But it's pretty dope because sometimes he doesn't know what he's getting himself into, like, and he has to cook their specialty. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, if they win and they gotta battle Bobby Flay,
do they ever win? Is it always Bobby winning?
A lot of times
people,
Bobby Flay
Okay.
wins, but sometimes some of the guys. But fuck, just the critiquing is so crazy. Like just how they can break down if they cook something a little too much or not enough taste in a certain thing.
How do you like for you, Stephen? Where did you get your start in cooking?
Wait, are we filming already?
Yeah.
Oh
we're going.
shoot, I didn't even know.
That's how this guy starts it, bro. He just fucking goes.
You technically started today.
So what was the
Where did you get your start in cooking?
I just started in 2021. 2020 I started
What?
cooking. Yeah.
How? Like you didn't cook growing up or anything?
No. It's funny because my dad, he's an executive chef. Yeah. So he was at JW Marriott Ihilani. He was with one of the first Roys and stuff. But my mom didn't want me to learn because he was always busy. So she didn't want me to be busy, when I have kids and stuff. But, now I have my own barbecue business, which is crazy. But yeah, so in 2020, I started to learn like barbecuing on YouTube, and just like, because I love the Texas style. I was stationed in Texas. And then when I went to Montana, there was no barbecue. So I was just like, well, maybe I should just try to, open a food truck, even though I don't have much experience. So, and
This is with no culinary experience, no schooling, nothing?
Yeah, everything was all self-taught. And so it's just crazy to see, we're going on our 4th year of business. We're like the #1 barbecue in Montana, and now we're building my brand, in Hawaii and across the, we did the Kentucky Derby.
That's crazy, especially
that's a big
so
thing.
early in your career. You guys catered at the 150 Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
How did that all come together?
So I reached out to a company that's a master concessionaire where they, get food people in for big events. I just let them know, like, hey, my dad used to work for your CEO, back in Ihilani days, and this is what we do. But I didn't know they got the contract for Kentucky Derby or anything, and I didn't think anything was gonna come of it. And then one day I got an email. It's like, hey, do you want to do the Kentucky Derby? And I thought it was a scam. Like I thought it was a spam email because I was like, what the heck, like. Why would I do the Kentucky Derby? And I spent 30 minutes Googling the email address, trying to really figure out who it was. And then I finally did. And I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah, like I'm down 100%. So
what did that look like getting down there, that whole environment?
Oh, yeah. So, they were like, hey, at first they're like, you're going to be in 2 spots in the paddock, which is all the super rich people. And then 1 month out, they're like, hey, you're also going to be 2 spots in the infield, which is like a party with like all the people that don't have as much money, but they want to be part of it. I think there's 80,000 people in the infield alone.
Wow.
And then so I had to fly in like 20 people from across the country, like some big name barbecue people, some of my friends. One of the biggest pit builders in Texas, he came out with his rotisserie smoker, so we could fit like 100 pork butts in one day to cook and stuff like that. So before I left Hawaii, Montana, I smoked 275 briskets just by myself.
Eesh.
And then down there we did 250 pork butts.
So for just catering for the Kentucky Derby, how many total pounds of meat do you think you guys cooked?
It's hard to say, but like each brisket is about when I'm done with it, it's about 7 or 8 pounds. So when I pre-did it, it's about, like 18 to 20 pounds of brisket.
Jeez.
Times 500.
Yeah, so like 20 times 275.
Oh. But Kentucky Derby, we were talking about the horse races. Right?
The big
Okay,
one.
I was making like we knew what he was talking about. Well, I was in my head. I was like, is this the fucking horse race or? I almost was gonna go on my phone and like Google it.
Some trailer trash cousins just
I was
racing
like, what
back.
fucking Kentucky Derby are we talking about, bro?
Dogs or chicken fights?
Yeah, I was like, fuck. I almost was gonna Google what Kentucky Derby just now on my phone.
Totally different environment for you though, right? Like,
yeah.
Just the customer base in general. Like, how did you guys manage that? Those different locations, like the different customer bases.
Yeah, and another thing too is like I'm an Asian guy cooking Southern barbecue in Kentucky. Yeah, so everyone was looking at me weird when I was like, "You guys want?" Because it's all samples. Yeah, that they just get a pick. And you guys want brisket? And they look at me funny, like, I don't know. I'm like, bro, just try it. I'm talking to my kid, just try it. And they come and they try it, and they come back specifically to be like, yeah, you're right.
Wow.
They're telling me like it's the best brisket they've had, and stuff. And for me, what they wanted me to do was bring Hawaiian fusion flavors. So I made a miso sauce to put on top of the brisket when we served. And then I did a guava barbecue sauce for our pulled pork sliders. I put lihimoi inside the barbecue sauce to bring out, the umami of the guava. So, and that's what I do now is just kind of really bring Hawaiian and Asian flavors that nobody's really used to in barbecue and kind of help people to see, like the barbecue world. It's like, hey, these are flavors that can be incorporated in traditional barbecue.
Right, just not tapped into yet.
Yeah. And because I don't think there's that person to bridge both cultures. Like, because you have traditional barbecue and then you have all the local flavors and dishes. And right now I'm trying to bridge both of them where I take traditional barbecue and make local dishes, and I take Hawaii local flavors and doing traditional, and both worlds can see that. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. So
what was the first dish that you did that with?
The miso brisket.
Okay.
We took our traditional regular brisket, and I was thinking like, what can I do to make it bring that Hawaiian flavors, and I really love miso butterfish.
Oh, me too. I love miso butterfish.
And the miso sauce is just so good, right? So I was like, why hasn't anybody done that on brisket yet? Because for brisket's like untouchable, right? They have like gatekeepers, like brisket, it has to be this way. You don't put all these sauces and whatnot on it. I was like, but why not? Like, why can't you put it on there? And so when I made the miso sauce specifically, it's kind of like a barbecue sauce, but not barbecue-y. It's real miso based. I was like, oh, this stuff is so good. And so then I put it on the brisket, and I was like this hits. Like, I need to put my name on it and stuff. So
and stuff started taking off from there.
Yeah, I didn't start shooting content till 6 months ago, so it was really just my business. But I've had friends that are huge, barbecue influencers and stuff. And so since last year, I've just been kind of trying to build slowly while also running my our catering business. And then, we kind of took off in Hawaii with my reels. So
yeah, because the first time I had seen you was the Thor's hammer Lau Lau.
Yeah.
So that went super viral. How'd you get that idea?
I seen so before, I did like a brisket Lau Lau, a whole one. And then that one, I posted it like in November, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, all of a sudden it just started getting views in Hawaii. And then I did a traditional Lau Lau, and then those started to hit. And so then once I started to get the Hawaii-based people, then I was like, well, let me try this other, like the Thor's hammer, because I don't think a lot of people even know what that cut, the cut is. And I was like, how do I make an epic shot to where people are gonna get hooked? And so then I was like, I just gotta smash it, pull it and smash it,
Yeah.
And I still keep getting followers, and the views keep going up, and so yeah, that's like my best video, even though it's not like in the millions for views, like followers wise and engagement, it has been my best.
There's been some controversy behind the Thor's hammer Lau Lau as well, right? Like there's some people talking shit about it too, right? A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about that one comment?
Yeah.
No, that one was I did a brisket loco moco. I took fried rice and then brisket, and then I did my miso sauce, and then I tempura egg yolk. And in my video, I was saying, I don't like my hookers. I don't really like loco moco, you know. And some guy on Aaron's the podcast commented like, oh, just like that chef that said he didn't like loco moco. He's not from Hawaii. Like, who says they don't like loco moco? And I was like, what the hell? And it's just random, because I was just looking at the comments, seeing if people are for Aaron or not, you know. And I was like, wait, that guy's talking about me. I was like, what? So yeah, it's you know, and I get those comments, you know, not a lot. Most of like 95% is all positive. Aloha. But there's always people just like, oh, your pigeon is not, oh, your pigeon sounds white. You're not from Hawaii, or you haole, or, you know, like.
How long were you in the Army?
I was in 4 years active, 4 reserve.
So was your pigeon accent stronger back when you were growing up in Hawaii?
Yeah, you know, but once you come to the mainland.
Yeah, you have to change it
Yeah,
up.
you have to change, you know. And my other job after the military was working with high net worth tax people. I can't have heavy pigeon when I'm talking to rich people, you know.
You need to speak proper.
Yeah,
you class,
and
right?
so I kind of, you know, I'm able to just kind of blend in wherever I go with how I talk. But it's just funny that people judge your local card on how you talk, or, you know, like local dishes. Like, whoa, look, you know, like that's not a traditional Hawaiian dish, you know, like why do I have to like it? It makes me not local. And so you always see those ignorant people in the comments. And before it kind of triggered me, I'd be like, "Fuck this guy! Call me a haole." I get so pissed. Bro. When they call me a haole, I get so pissed. But then, you know, now it's kind of like, I don't want my page to get banned, and, you know, I gotta represent better, you know, because I also have my business.
That's what I always be telling this guy. Hey, stop commenting. Stop commenting from the podcast page. Like, comment from your personal page. We do all this work and then you get us banned, like, bro.
I've had a couple pages get banned.
He was like, "Hey,
bro, this guy goes in." Like,
listen.
This guy was like, "Hey, calm down, bro. I don't even know who you are." Because I tagged the page but I was like, just because he was like, he put the clapping hands on the guy. Was like, "Hey, that chef." I was like, but I tagged him like, "Hey, that's not me." Like,
people were saying that he wasn't local too because he don't like oxtail.
Really?
Yeah, they're like,
you're not
is
local.
that guy even from Hawaii? He don't even like oxtail. You know, eat close to the ass. That's why this guy.
It's just funny, you know, because some of these local dishes are culturally blended.
Fused,
you know,
yeah.
like the butterfish doesn't come from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Lomi salmon don't come from Hawaii. You know,
Yeah.
And so it's just weird, people's perception of what's considered local when it's just kind of, you know, Hawaii's the melting pot. Yeah.
Well, that's so crazy. From your page, I learned one of our favorite dishes, meat jun, our favorite Korean dish, that wasn't even created in Korea.
Yeah, well, and that's it. That I get drama on that one.
Where's it from?
Because it's like, I was told it was from Hawaii, like through cultural blending.
Oh, and we created it?
Yeah, that's what
And when I talk to my girl who's full Korean, she says that's not a Korean dish.
Yeah,
She tells me
yeah.
all the time.
Oh, bro, I'm Dong Yang Waiwa Meat John's the best.
Yeah, because
I can even Tizzle's
Here's the thing, bro.
Tizzle's got a good meat John too.
Rocket grinds to the max. He's got a
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
meat jun
yeah,
too.
I seen that one. Yeah, his videos. Yeah,
Rocky got good meat John.
But then, like, so that one too, like, I get people in like Hawaii, like, "Oh yeah, man, every time I go mainland, I can't find meat jun." And then like handful of Koreans like, "No, it's a dish that, you know, we eat it all the time." But, you know, like you said,
My girlfriend's
she
full
doesn't
Korean.
even know.
Yeah,
You know
she's
what it
from
is?
LA.
Bro, even, I guess you could say that because even I was at the my friend opened the coffee shop next door, Skimos, and I was over there, and the wife's from Mexico City, so I was like, "Hey, how come when I go to all the Mexican restaurants in Vegas, I can't find a chimichanga?" Because at home, like, you know, that deep fried burrito chimichanga, like I always buy it from this Mexican restaurant where I live in Wahiawa, but she's like, "That's not really a Mexican dish. Like, it's not like we don't make that, you know. That's why there's no Mexican restaurants over here, or not no, but like it's not in all. You say it might have some here and there, but it's not like a traditional Mexican dish, I guess. I like a chimichanga.
That's my problem too, because I actually co-own a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, no.
Do you have chimichangas?
No, we don't have chimichangas. But there's foods that like I don't know anything on the menu type of thing, so it's kind of hard creating the content for it and whatnot.
Yeah.
How did you start? Was it just all of YouTube that gave you your vision for your content and for the type of food you guys are going to create?
Yeah, and you can see it too in the beginning of when I started. I was just kind of going anywhere, trying to figure out my niche and direction. His first is just trying to blend like Asian flavors with traditional barbecue, but those weren't doing as well. It wasn't only until I kind of reconnected with all the flavors from Hawaii that I kind of got direction on how to do it. And then when my videos hit in Hawaii, then I was like, okay, I know what to do. And so then I did like a pipi kaula, I did the meat jun, and so that's kind of the direction that I'm able to go, and that gives me a culinary direction now too, like blending local flavors with barbecue and bringing barbecue into local flavored dishes and stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. The other viral dish I'd seen was the 12-pound musubi.
Oh yeah. Because spam is like outside of Hawaii, spam's not a big
poor man's
deal.
food.
Yeah, but the company spam, they are super hard to try to work with. Like I feel like they think they're better than a lot of people, and so I've been trying to connect with them and whatnot. And they did ignore me.
The spam?
Yeah.
Spam thinks they're better than people?
Bro,
Yeah.
when I was on the East Coast, like I tell people like, oh, you eat spam and eggs for breakfast. They're like, what?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's like poor man's food. And I'm like, bro, we eat that
they're
fucking
not
every day.
wrong though, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is spam made out of? You tell me, you're the chef.
I mean, look at the ingredients. I'll be like, oh, that's gross. It's like chicken stuff. Like not even
everything,
regular
right?
chicken. Yeah. And stuff. But I think through social media they built a brand of like being cool or something, and so they don't really work with people. And so I was just like tired of trying to connect with them. I was like, I'll make my own spam already. Like a better version with like real meat and flavors and stuff. So
Was it a much better taste and quality?
like 100%.
Really?
Yeah, because I could actually put like gochujang and hoisin and stuff, and then I used pork belly, pork butt, and then I grind it up like cured smoked ham. So you just grind.
There's a
them
higher
up.
quality of meat
Higher
too.
quality. You're like the highest you can get with good. And I know what's inside of it. I know all the seasonings I put in, and it was simple. But I was like, I might as well make a big one instead of just a small can one. Just to be fun. But it was good. Like I took it to a barbecue event and everyone loved it. It's just it has the same spam texture but better flavor.
So you would say spam musubi from scratch is better than a store-bought musubi all day?
Oh yeah.
Not even close.
Not even close. If people start making their own spam, you could push spam out probably.
I don't know. I gotta fuck with katsu spam musubi from 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah.
Wait, 7-Eleven sells that?
Oh,
in
katsu
Oahu?
spam?
Yeah.
Oh,
The katsu.
You ever had katsu spam musubis?
I don't
Bro.
know.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Bro, game changing.
When people was flying back from Hawaii, I tell them to stop and get me like a whole fucking bag of katsu spam musubi.
See, they don't have that on the
But
Big
I
Island.
don't know. How does 7-Eleven do it where you can get it out of the fridge or you can get it in the heater, and even if you warm up the one that's in the fridge, it still tastes good. Like the rice isn't like hard or.
Oh yeah, how come, huh?
I always tried to figure that out because like a fucking spam musubi can be sitting in like the refrigerated area in 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Then you just put it in their heater, and then it comes out perfect.
Maybe because when you microwave it in the saran wrap, it
Holds the moisture.
yeah, it kind of steams it maybe.
Because I don't know, like we can get a musubi and like warm it out later in the day.
It feels
and
pretty
it's still-
soft though, yeah.
Yeah.
When you pull it from the fridge, the rice.
Yeah, I always tried to figure that out. Why is their musubi like still tastes good like later on in the day if you warm it up?
I've never even thought about that. Now I'm gonna think about it.
I wonder if they put like whatchamacallit on the rice. What is it? Not the rice vinegar, but that clear stuff. The other clear stuff. Doesn't it keep the rice
water?
more?
I don't
No,
know.
It's supposed to keep the rice more moist, doesn't it? And like less.
I don't know.
Like
I don't know, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll figure it out.
Like gel?
No, it's a clear liquid. It's because in our fridge it's always next to the rice vinegar. It makes the rice a little more sticky and like a little more like less dry.
I don't know. I don't cook, so
I don't
wouldn't
cook
know.
either. So, where do you think has the best barbecue in the country?
Well, like
What region? Because everybody says Texas has the best barbecue, or North Carolina, South Carolina. Where do you say has the best barbecue in the country?
I like Texas. I mean, I like Texas barbecue, but it's all the same wherever you go. But there's certain spots in Texas where they're trying to push different. They're trying to evolve barbecue with flavors and incorporate other like country kind. And that's kind of where I got my the chef is Interstellar Barbecue in Austin, and his motto is like respect to tradition but push the craft forward. And that's that's been motivating me. I mean, I think I said that a couple of my videos to like like food is always going to stay the same unless people kind of think outside the box and get out of that idea like it has to be this way. These flavors has to be like this way. Texas barbecue has to be salt, pepper, or garlic, whatever. And so that's the barbecue that I lean more towards. And so Interstellar, they are in Texas and they are doing that, and that motivates me to try that with Hawaiian, barbecue. Because that's the same thing. Like for all the Lau Laus, like I did the oxtail palusami, and that one hit really well. And people were like, I think people were like, we should, people want to do that, and it's like, why haven't you been doing it? Why does it have to be only
like in a
corned
traditional
beef?
way?
Yeah, and so and to try to open up not only the local people's eyes, but anyone younger who's trying to cook, it helps evolve the craft going forward to evolve. If not make it better, but just kind of break tradition.
Or do you think that people are doing it, but they just don't want to put it out there? Because there's a lot of people I know that make like really good like dishes at home, like backyard.
Yeah.
And then they have it at the parties, but they'll never let the secret out.
I think there probably are. I know somebody. I did a Kalbi beef ribs, like marinated it, and then he messaged. He commented. He's like, "Oh, I do that with my brisket." I was like, So I think there are people doing that. They just don't have the platform, and stuff. But it also helps, I feel like when people start to get more creative outside of whatever norms, it just helps push things forward. I mean, look at technology, and it can be applied for all things. I feel like
because you can kind of say too, like from Hawaii, there's a lot of mom and pop shops that nobody. Yeah. If you're from this side of the island, like I'm from Waiwa, so we have our like go to like Shige's and Dongyang and like we have our go to Sunnyside, Ted's Bakery. Like there's places we go, but only now it's kind of getting exposed to everybody, right?
Yeah.
And then their side, like your side, you're from Waipau, like there's restaurants that you guys know about that's holding the walls that's really good.
Yeah. And I also think that's what's important about like social media now, the getting spotlight on a lot of things. And then you have the foodie content creators, and which helps me too, because there's so much stuff in Hawaii now. Like when I visit, I only go Zippy's because that's the only place I know, but now I can look at their videos and they're
real quick. What's your Zippy's order?
Korean chicken and chili plate.
Ooh, okay.
With Long John, because they don't have that Long John anywhere else for Zippy's. Yeah.
Orange Bang.
Yeah, I got that yesterday. Yeah. And so I think social media is important for these smaller pop shops, and now they're getting more.
It's a gift and a curse, though, right? Because like, you can say like where I'm from, we have this place called Shige Saimin. We grew up eating there. Like we eat there once a week at least, and then we could go there just get our food before. And now they want #1 cheeseburger in the U.S.
Oh.
And then now you can't even go there now.
Oh yeah,
it's the lines out the door. All my friends that like we grew up with say, bro, we can't even go through the back door like how we used to. We gotta like it's just packed.
Yeah, and Aaron actually was talking about that yesterday because he said his vision for his page kind of starting to recognize or highlight other in the local area. But he's like, I'm not gonna tell them my favorite pho spot. He doesn't want people to
blow it up.
Yeah, and he raised up the prices, get raised and everything. So that's like you said, curse and also positive.
Yeah, but that visibility, it's making businesses out of nowhere.
And that's what they do too. Yeah, now they bring the influencers into. Yeah. We pay you and stuff.
Well, there's spots everywhere like that, like Giovanni Shrimp. Right, when you were young, you could go there, just grab a plate. Now you cannot do that, right? Ted's Bakery, you could just go walk in, grab a pie. Now it's just a fucking line. You know what I mean?
Even like Matsumoto's, like it's too commercialized. Yeah, I don't even. It don't taste good.
The line is so fucking long.
Yeah, and they just like my favorite now is Ice Garden.
And you know what they do? They sell hella shirts, bro.
Matsumoto's. Yeah, that's true.
When I had farmers, because we was thinking that we bought the most blanks, right?
Okay.
So I was talking to the sales rep there, and then she was like, "Yeah, you guys are #2." And I was like, "To who? Like who the fuck would be in front of us?" They're like, "Oh, Matsumoto Shave Ice," and I was like, "What? What the fuck?" Yeah, they said they bought more blanks than us, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy." They're making money on shirts and shave ice.
That's insane.
Yeah, all the tourists,
yeah, but still, like I didn't think it'd be that many shirts.
Yeah, you figure there's a line all day. from open to close, and they're going there. Most of the people there are from the mainland. They're buying something to
take home, man.
to take home
That's
that shows they went
crazy.
there, right?
So they're probably making close to 10 figures a year in merch sales.
Something really
think?
good, yeah.
It's got to be close to
Gotta be
that.
something really good, yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. That's why I was tripping when she told me that. I was like, wow. You know, if I can step our game up.
Do you guys have any Hawaiian food eaty spots in Montana?
No.
None.
Nah. There's a Filipino market, but they go to Seattle and bring back stuff. They go to like Seafood City type, bring back local or Asian stuff, and you can buy it there. But yeah, people don't even know what miso was. When I started to sell my food out there, and so
what is the like reaction to the taste when they people try it for the first time?
Unless you hate like the soy taste, people love it. They're like, "What is this?" So I'm hoping to bottle it this year. That's one of my goals. Hoping to work with Aloha Shoyu and stuff.
Well, that'd be really
because that's something too that's not in the market right now. That can I think it'd be good. It'd be real good.
Nice.
Sells outside of just being in the cooking.
Yeah, and just kind of get my
catering.
name out there too. Like, hey, this guy's putting out this sauce, and it's a new way to marinate, or you can put on salad, put on sauce for your just brisket and stuff. So
Ooh, on a salad sounds great too. It
yeah,
sounds really good.
That's what like a CrossFit girl who ate with us. She's like, "Can I put this on salad?" I was like, "Yeah, I can." And she's just like loves it. Whenever I cater with her, she makes sure I have to bring the miso sauce.
It's also thinking we're probably gonna move towards that and get it done this year because you were up here with Aloha, weren't you?
Yeah. We're trying to build our relationship right now because we're both newer to working with each other. But it's been positive. And so yeah, I think when I told them, because they're a co-packer, so I was like, I'm looking for a co-packer for my sauce. So once I get home back to Montana, I'm gonna send them one of my samples.
That's big, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You excited about it? I was about to ask you
super
about it, yeah.
excited.
I feel like that's a real business move too. Is that right? Because you can wholesale it.
Yeah. And because they work a lot with the like Walmarts and stuff, that's a way to get in too.
Those huge,
Yeah.
those big stores, that's you can't really get that in many places.
No, yeah. And so
How did you get hooked up with Aloha?
once I started to shoot content, I started to reach out to brands to work with, and I reached out to them, and so they sent me stuff to use in videos, and so then I've, most of my videos I'm using Aloha Shoyu because I'm using a lot of Asian flavors, so yeah. And
Other than the product and the catering, are you thinking about doing something brick and mortar, putting up an actual restaurant location?
No, our catering business is like, we're really blessed with our catering business. I mean, once we hit our busy season in summer, I have like 3 weddings every week, every Saturday.
Wow.
For June, and then more throughout the year, and then so like it's hard to leave that because we were running a food truck, but for events, but I'm away from my family too much, and so for me, our main thing was like this year I'm gonna focus on catering. I can be home with my family more. And we've been blessed by it. We are busy throughout the year, booked up, so I don't have to do those events during the week.
Oh, that must make it a lot easier, huh?
Oh yeah.
How old are the kids?
So my youngest is I think like 19 or 20 months, and then my oldest turned 3 in November.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Early on, I mean, it's just such an important time.
Yeah. And right now I'm back in the grind with my content, so I'm kind of busy away from them, but I know they understand, or people tell me they'll understand when they see the work later and so, but I'm trying to be more present. It's hard not to be on my phone.
That balance, right?
Yeah.
I hate that too.
I'm always on my phone too.
Yeah, and my wife, she has a right to get mad at me because I'm always on it. Like now that I'm trying to comment or
Respond.
Yeah, I'm
keep the
starting
engagement
TikTok.
going, right? Stay in the algorithm.
Yeah, and so I keep trying to tell myself like I gotta put my phone down. I gotta
Just
put my phone
set
down.
a time, and then it's like I'm not gonna do it from this time to this.
Yeah, and so
But it's still hard, right?
Yeah.
Especially with
like
how
for me-
viral you're
yeah.
going too. Like you're getting thousands of shares, thousands of comments.
yeah, it's it's been a wild ride because I think starting December, I hit 4,000 in December, and now we just hit 18. So yeah, it's just been
But your ratio is really good because 18,000 followers.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
your amount of views is the ratio is
Yeah, that engagement is
yeah,
it's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
to have a couple million views on posts and you're only 18,000 followers.
Yeah, and it's been crazy. You know, I feel like it's just people not seeing these type of dishes in Hawaii.
It's very unique stuff.
Yeah, I did a unagi alligator. You know, nobody.
I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does. You know, this whole time, like, why hasn't anyone tried unagi sauce?
was a tell,
yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna do a whole one.
How does it taste?
It's good. Tastes just like unagi. When you take off the unagi sauce, it's a little bit like pork, but it has that fishy taste. So that's why I was like, wow, shoot, I should do something with unagi since they're both like fresh water and stuff. And so it came out real good.
I used to always watch this Cajun guy where he used to always make alligator.
Yeah.
But then he'd be cooking and then he's like, 1 stick of butter, y'all. And
Oh,
he'd
yeah.
I think everybody knows what you're talking about.
And then he throws like hella butter in there, yeah. And I think that's probably why it tastes so good. But he went in the route of he has his own spices and stuff.
stale
too, right?
cracker?
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Is that redneck Cajun guy? Yeah.
Like a
Some
Cajun
cracker.
guy, yeah.
Cracker,
But
yeah,
he just
yeah,
like
yeah.
1 stick of butter, y'all, and he just throws the butter.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then like midway through, he throws another stick of butter, and I'm like,
his heavy like Creole Cajun
Yeah, yeah.
accent.
but like he went that route too. He has his own spices.
Yeah,
The business route is that route, right?
Yeah, and you know you can go in a lot of stores, and a lot of my barbecue friends they have their own spices and rubs and stuff, and so actually I did an event with that guy Stale Cracker in Florida. Yeah, we're gonna do it again this August.
Is that where he's from, Florida?
You know he's from Louisiana, but they put
That
on
makes sense.
a big event in the Keys, like all the big name barbecues. Last year I was just kind of helping out with my friends, but this year I'm gonna lead a team.
Nice.
And so you like the first day you do fishing out.
Wait, what's the name of this?
Baron Burton's Invitational.
I think I know people that go out to this.
Oh, yeah?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. From the Lebertard show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dave Comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won last year.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's huge. Like the first day's fishing, then the next day we dive for lobster and fish, and then you go to the sandbar and you cook it.
Yeah.
And then the last day is the cook off. And so last year I went and I was just kind of hanging out with my friends who were competing. But this year I got a team, Montana Knife Company, to sponsor our team to go out there. Big stuff for me. I feel like this year.
And that it's a big event.
It's huge, man.
Yeah.
Like the guy Stale Cracker's there. Meat Church. He's like the biggest name in barbecue for like seasoning and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy the amount of people there for barbecue.
So is it like, I guess like the barbecue world? Is it kind of like almost any other lane where there's like the big celebrities of it?
Yeah. I mean, like even like they're there, at the National Hardware Show this weekend. My friend TFTI and Chuck Flavor Train, they're like some of the biggest names out there. One of them Filipino, and he does like Asian Filipino style barbecue. Other one's, Chuck. He's black and he was on like, he's big personality, super nice
BBC?
guy. I'm gonna tell him. He was on Food Network Barbecue Brawl with Bobby Flay.
Oh,
Yeah. And so they're celebrities. So people like to take pictures with them and stuff. But to be able to, I just text. I just hang out we just hang out. I go to the house to get hang out and whatnot. So it's been really cool. I've been really blessed with these opportunities that just come out of nowhere because I was like a nobody. I still don't have a big following, but they just kind of recognize my abilities.
It's kind of hard to say, right, that you don't have a big following. I mean, in comparison to these guys that have millions of followers, but you've got
engagement
almost 5 times the amount of people seeing you daily that you used to have, plus the other hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that have seen you.
Yeah, it's I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always just looking forward. So like. I'm super happy where I'm at, but I'm like, man, I'm not, I'm always looking ahead. And so
keeps you moving forward.
Yeah. And I think that's how my craft grew. I was never satisfied. Like, even though I was looking on YouTube I was like, okay, now I'm doing this brisket that tastes good for my customers. How do I make it better? So I go down to Texas and learn from like one of the top, I think he's the 3rd best barbecue. He does classes. So how do I make it better? I learn from them. And then now my briskets are super good, but I'm still not where I want to be. So then I learned open fire cooking, where I cook whole alligators, whole pigs. My friends cook whole cows. So then I'm learning how to do open fire cooking and implementing that with my business. And now, now I'm doing the Hawaiian thing. And so it's that kind of mindset just kind of, I think, just helped me see it, like, just to keep growing, never satisfied. It can be a good and bad thing, never satisfied. But if I'm grateful, then I think that kind of negates, the negative part.
Yeah. Just can't stop too long while you're smelling the flowers, right?
No,
'Cause the game's
yeah,
gonna pass you by.
Yeah, because now I'm doing, content now, and now I just keep wanting to get better. So it's kind of been a nonstop ride for me. But if I like, if I'm not doing anything, I lose my mind. I get real bored and stuff. So
How old are you?
I just today's my birthday, so I'm 37.
Oh shit! Happy birthday, man!
Thank you. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you've got years and years ahead of you in the game.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah. If I feel old, but it feels like I'm also just starting. And I think a lot of people in the barbecue community, they're older, and stuff. So.
And they've got years in the game, probably spent
They
over
do.
half their life cooking.
Yeah. You got people that are competitors, people who do like seasonings and stuff. And so people have years and years, and it feels good to kind of have less, but still be running in the same race.
So what barbecue chef or cooking influencer out there that you've seen their content, you just don't like? You don't like them. You hate them. They irritate you. You see that dude's corny, whatever it is. There's got to be at least one.
I don't like to talk, trash. I don't, but I don't know.
But there's like one that you're thinking of.
I mean,
two.
there's like two, but like now, without like talking trash, the way this guy comes off, it's okay to have a personality, but if that's the way you're pushing your food, then you're compensating for something. Because when I'm out there cooking in front of customers and guests, right? I have an apron. I'm in my tank top. People are like, "Oh, you look like a Japanese blacksmith that cooks food like an empire and a role-playing game or whatever, and that's my character, but my food matches up to my marketing. And so if there's a difference, then you have to change somewhere, right? And instead of going more over the top of your personality, I think you should improve your food more, because that's what's lacking, not go more over the top and building on the negative. And so, yeah.
Is he talking about who I think he's talking about?
I don't know. You're not always asking all these questions. Sometimes I just walk in, I'm like, bro, what did I walk into with Justin asking these questions?
Sometimes he won't collaborate on posts because of it.
Justin will put out the post, I'm like, bro.
Not this one.
Yeah, he even texted me this morning, said, I made a good one, you can collaborate.
But it's like, taking it to that point, it is when you keep things positive and you keep the negativity out, you don't get that back to you, right? You kind of get you get back what you put out.
Yeah. And so, like, for me, I get mostly there's always positive reviews on my food, and I take pride in that. If someone says something was wrong with my food, then I get stuck on it, and I say, okay, well, where did I, because briskets, it's hard to always get consistently the same exact brisket, right? Because some briskets are closer to the fire, some is not, some has more fat than others, some does not. And so my briskets are consistent, but sometimes they're not, and there are certain reasons. Maybe the fire was too hot, maybe I put it too early and whatnot. So whenever someone says something was wrong, is maybe a little bit drier or whatnot, then I look back and see where that mistake was made and how to not make that same mistake. Yeah. And so if your food is not good or there's complaints, well, like, why aren't you going back and fixing it? Why are you saying I can leave it like this kind of thing? And I think that's why there's a lot more negativity on that aspect that he gets back, instead of people respecting what you're putting out, because I'm not saying he don't respect. I don't know him, so I don't know if he respects his food or whatnot.
Talking about Voldemort? Who are we talking about right now?
but
he shall not be named.
I respect my food and what my customers say. That's the most important thing, for me. Not the money aspect, but if they are enjoying my food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how long does a brisket take? I said, I don't cook, so I don't fucking know.
Like between, I don't like to go anything less than 15 hours. So 15, 16.
Oh, it's a process.
It's a process from before smoking it to when you're done to resting it. It's over 24 hours.
We should have a cooking contest.
So if somebody comes in and says like it was dry, you can pinpoint in that 15-hour process where you might have went wrong.
Yeah. So I'll look back, right? first for me, like picking out the brisket's the most important thing. The different distributors or like the farms or whatever. There's ones I don't ever buy from because their stuff is always too small, and it's the quality is really bad. And so if this, whenever I go and buy it in bulk, and I see it, I'm like, well, I'm not buying it. I'm gonna have to go somewhere else, type of thing. So that's one, right? So, and then the second is like when I'm trimming it down, I can kind of see what it looks like. Is there a lot of fat running through it? Is it pretty like poor quality because it's smaller? Because some have more fat on it. Like I work a lot with choice Angus, and those are my favorite to work with instead of prime. And then I'll go back to the cook and I'll see it. Was the fire too hot? Did I not wrap it enough? Did I pull it too early when I should have kept it a little bit longer to let their fat render out? Should I have wrapped it more in foil to keep it from drying out in the flat, which is the lean part? Stuff like that. So for me, because I work so much with briskets, I can pretty much pinpoint where I made the mistake and say, okay, well, let me make sure I do a better job the next time. Because I work with like one weekend I can go through like 30 briskets on a Saturday for like weddings and stuff.
Wow.
And so, I put a lot of hands on brisket.
I know. I just hear people saying like, "Oh, I marinated this for this." I was like, "Oh fuck! It seems like a long process to just cook."
The fuck is not spoiled yet?
Yeah, I'm like, that's a long process just to cook a steak. Fuck.
Oh, like when they age or dry age meat and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
it's like months they do it.
Yeah,
for.
I was like, I can't wait that long. Like even trying to like brine something, like it's supposed to be 10 days. I get impatient. I pull it at 5, and but then the food doesn't taste as good when I'm experimenting.
I guess that's where the art and the craft comes in, right?
Yeah, you have to love it because you're putting a lot of time, like trimming briskets. It could take like 2 hours. Then you gotta season it, and then you gotta smoke it, and. So yeah, it's an art, and some that's why you can see some people not doing as well because they don't see it as an art. They just think of it as
business.
Business. How to get money in the pocket. Which if you have the art and love for it, the money will come.
I think that's why I never cook because I have zero patience. Bro, I'm one of those, if I'm putting Legos together and it's not going my way, I just smash it and just fuck it.
That's why I like poke.
Fuck
I
this.
don't even need to cook it. Just scratch it right there.
My patience is
What's the hardest meat to barbecue?
Brisket.
Brisket?
Yeah. Just it's once it's trimmed up and stuff, it's not as hard because all you're doing is smoking it and making sure you're not burning it or drying it out. But when you're trimming it, you have to learn how to trim it, and that takes time. You got to learn how to, the process of when you're cooking it. It's just that's the biggest meat that takes the longest time to cook usually. And so yeah, for sure.
What part is that?
It's like right on the chest of the cow.
I was thinking it was like the fucking ass cheek.
Yeah, I think every meat is somewhere around the ass.
We fucking stuck on oxtail. That's why.
You brought up oxtail. You like the tip or you like close to the asshole?
Probably closer to the butt.
Yeah, I told you
that's the thing.
Like
that's the thickest.
The bone is big.
One, yeah.
All the
other one is like
bone too.
Yeah. I need to fucking suck all the cartilage out with the bigger bone.
You like oxtail? Like, what's so good about it? Did you like it growing up?
No, yeah. You haven't had it?
Well, we go eat. You have to try it.
Yeah, just go zip it right there.
You have to try it.
I never didn't eat my whole life. I thought it was gross until I made my first oxtail video. I was like, oh, this stuff is really good.
How long ago was that?
December.
Really?
So I spent 36 years of my life not eating
36 years missing out.
Yeah, I'm missing out.
Really?
Yeah. I'm Okinawan, so oxtail, kind of like Okinawan style. Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Zippy's, it's just a zip pack. It's so much better. It's so easy. It's so good.
You go to the zip pack?
When you zip pack? It's either a zip pack or a surf pack.
A surf pack?
Yeah. If not, why not?
Why a surf pack?
Why
don't you just get a zip pack?
What does it come with? Extra chicken?
Yeah.
A surf pack?
Yeah.
Is it one extra chicken?
Yeah.
I don't really like the terby beef.
Yeah, I always take mine out.
Yeah, it's just
I saved the fish for last.
I don't even eat fish either. That's why I always get chicken plate because I take the terry beef and the fish out.
But even when I order a zip min, I put the shrimp on the side and I eat it last after I eat the zip min.
Ooh, I guess.
Yeah, oxtail's really good, man.
I'll have to try it
Yeah.
sometime.
There's a lot of food, bro. Like even if you figure squid luau, people can't get past the visual of squid luau
Yeah.
I hate squid
until you
luau.
eat it,
Yeah.
and then it's good.
Like I don't like the texture of like chicken long rice either.
Oh, I love chicken long rice.
It's so slimy. Like I don't like fat on my meat either. It makes me like gag.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
to be
man,
honest.
you wouldn't like
You
brisket.
just
Brisket's
slurp
fatty.
it
I
up.
I mean, I can get by with brisket. There's enough sauce, and it's cooked very well. Where like the meat's like tender, and even the fat like kind of just melts in your mouth.
It's
But
just a texture issue.
yeah,
Oh, so what is it? The cartilage then?
probably yeah. I wouldn't like the cartilage either.
Maybe you should just braise it and then just take the meat out and just try the meat first
Okay.
instead of trying to suck it from the.
Ooh, yeah. I don't
bone.
like
The
sucking it.
oxtail, on the oxtail,
Yeah, just.
you need to just go in.
How do you? Isn't it bone? Like I
No,
don't
but
even.
there's
No,
a
but
meat
there's
that
all
slides
like
out.
like things and you suck it out of there.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good,
Yeah,
man.
just hit it out with like a spoon.
Like we live in a first world country. We don't got to do that, guys. We can ship that
Bro,
somewhere
you
else.
have
Like,
to- you're gonna go. We're gonna just go one day, and then you see like my kids are like sucking it out off the bowl.
that's
Like,
what we should be sending to the Ukraine. We should be sending oxtails, bro.
no, you know the one thing that I can't like the one dish that I try to eat it, but I have a hard time eating it is like blood meat.
Oh yeah.
I have a really hard time eating it.
What is that?
It's like blood and meat.
Like a
Like the Filipino
Filipino
dish.
right?
Oh, isn't that like the whole opposite of like kosher?
What's that? What's that?
Is
word?
kosher the right word? Kosher might not be the right
What's
word.
kosher mean?
Oh,
It's-
that's Jewish, right?
yeah. Am
it's
I
like-
using the right word? Is it kosher or is there another word?
No, that's the right word. There's no.
What's the called when they hang the meat up and they drain all the blood out of it before they?
I think
I
they
think it's
like
just
boil
regular
it.
cooking.
Yeah.
No, there's like some like there's like it has to be like they have to like bless the food and something else and like
No,
it's-
like this
oh.
is like they're boiling it in the blood, and it's like chocolate. They call it chocolate meat,
yeah, that sounds gross.
but like it's a delicacy. Like people eat it. You know,
I guess, bro.
there's a lot of delicacies that people can't eat that other cultures.
Do you ever get those videos in your algorithm of like the dudes in Africa that are like just boiling like a whole monkey and they just rip pieces off?
I get like
Yeah.
Chinese ones of that.
Chinese ones.
Yeah.
They got
And they're doing it
Chinese?
for views and stuff, you know, the
think
dishes.
so?
But yeah,
Yeah, I always wonder why they got an iPhone because that's iPhone quality. That's not Android.
but they're like in the middle of nowhere, you know, like they're like in the jungle and
It
they're
looks
cooking.
way too humanish to me.
the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks. I'd say it looks like a brado with a buzz cut.
Yeah, it is like human looking when they're cooking and eating it. It's like chomping on the skull. Yeah.
Are you down to eat monkey?
Not monkey. I do bear and mountain lion.
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks
What does
crazy.
bear taste like?
Beef.
I heard you can get really sick from bear.
Yeah, if you have to cook the meat over 165 because bears can carry like trichinosis.
Mm.
That's when like a bear eats another animal that eats meat, and there's like worms that are transmitted. Yeah. But if you cook it over 165, you're good.
What is it? Is it like
It's one of my favorite
comparable
meats.
to
Beef.
Bear?
Yeah, bear. And then mountain lion is white meat, so it's like pork, a little bit more drier. But it's I love bear.
Have you seen like the full bear like skinned and everything?
Yeah, we Argentine style for cooking. My friends do like whole animals. So actually, the one that looks super trippy too is mountain lion. It looks like a human when it's all skinned down and just the meat, like the shaved head and stuff. So yeah, we cook that whole like on a asado cross. So it looks trippy. People freak out.
On a cross?
Yeah. Because in Argentina, that's like the style of cooking. It's
It's like a reenactment.
Yeah, so it's just like a style of cooking, like open butterfly.
I didn't know the Argentinians were Jews.
He's stupid. This guy is off the chain, bro. I heard Joe Rogan talking about bear. That's why. That's good, but then you can get really sick.
Yeah, if you just cook it over 165, you're good.
High in protein, I'm imagining.
I mean, all protein.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Is it tough, the meat?
If you don't cook it right. But I do like a birria type. So that's actually a dish I take all over whenever I go hanging out with people. And that it pairs really well. And yeah, so if you just braise it, it's good. Or if you get like backstrap or whatever, you can cook it. The bear fat is really good for like rendering down to make tallow. You cook eggs and steak and stuff in it.
Did you understand all of that?
I understood the backstrap.
You understand? See, that's the only thing I don't. What's backstrap? I've heard that a lot. I say it too.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's the front on the back.
Yeah.
Where is it on us? Like, what would
The
be our
middle,
equivalent?
I
the
don't
one
know.
that goes on the spine, right?
For real?
Like those two muscles that run down the spine, maybe.
That's not.
I know. I didn't even think about it. I don't know.
Because I always figure out like where's like the the comparison for us, but I could never
Well, I
figure
kind
it
of
out.
just make up my own thing. Like, I was just kind of making up the Kentucky Derby earlier. I was just like, I'm pretty sure that's the horse race, but I'm just gonna play along. Like, I know what I'm talking about.
What's the best fast food restaurant?
The best? I don't know. Zippy's.
Do you even eat fast food or?
No,
I mean,
I eat Chick-fil-A a lot.
Okay.
But Chick-fil-A is just because it's good, but after a while, it's just food to me.
Yeah.
Right. But are you concerned with like cooking with seed oils or anything like that? Because I heard you bring up the beef tallow.
Oh no,
Or the
I don't
tallow.
care about any of that. I don't even eat vegetables, so.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Brisket.
It is the brisket.
Yeah, brisket.
Everything's
love brisket.
Brisket everything.
Yeah, brisket everything.
Yeah.
Bear. I really like bear. If I were to cook for people,
Do you ever go any hunting or anything like that?
I do. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but I haven't killed my bear yet.
Your own bear?
No, hopefully this year.
You gotta get a license
I
or a
feel like
tag
I
for
just,
that?
just a license.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's
just
kind of
tag.
scary to go hunting for a bear.
Yeah, it's okay.
How do
I
you
think.
pack out a bear, bro?
You gotta
You gotta skin. Yeah, you skin it.
Oh, you gotta do it there.
If you
Yeah,
want,
bro.
you could carry it, but
Yeah,
it's gonna
I'm used to
be-
doing pig. That's what I'm trying to think of how you do a bear.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
driving
yeah.
something out there to pick it up
Oh,
for
wow.
sure.
Yeah, it depends because
Or a
sometimes
helicopter or something.
Bears is fucking huge.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at, but mostly people just kind of get like
Okay, what bear is this we're talking about? Like
black bear.
black bear.
Yeah, grizzlies is illegal to kill in Montana.
That's the really big ones, right?
yeah.
Or are they all
Or
big?
they're pretty vicious too.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you're gonna hunt for bear, and I was like, bro, I don't know about getting that close.
So in
even with a gun.
Montana, never mind.
I don't know about going that close even with a gun. I don't know.
I had a good black bear joke, but never mind.
I just see like videos on TV of bears attacking and shit. So I'm just.
Oh
like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah. Yeah, as long as you have your gun, should be okay.
You have any buddies down at Texas that do the shooting of the boars out of the helicopter?
Yeah, I see it. I want to do that. It looks fun, but I know it's expensive.
You don't have any hookups out there that just don't they get paid to do it though?
Yeah, but
They're
because
eradicating now?
they're eradicating. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to, man. But
You watched that one documentary on was it the Pigzilla or something?
Pigzilla.
It was like 1,000-pound pig.
Whoa, no. Is that real?
Yeah. Oh, they're
Is
saying they're trying to debunk it, but their thing is it's like a wild pig that bred with a domestic pig, and then the farmer was on. It was sneaking into like the barn and eating all the fertilizer and shit. So it got super big. You never seen that?
Sounds like an old Hawaiian
It's-
legend.
No, but they have pictures of it hanging from a loader. Like
Oh,
they killed
1,000 pounds?
it. They killed it.
1,000-pound pig.
Bro, it's something huge.
Sounds like one of those like anaconda stories.
No, bro, they killed it and it was hanging from a loader and have a picture.
I believe it. Aliens
I
are real
wanna
too.
Google it. I want to Google it right now because you don't believe me.
1,000 pounds seems pretty heavy.
How would it be?
Like, I did a whole cow, and that was like 500 pounds.
500-pound pig.
So it'd have to be double what the cow was.
Yeah,
that we
that's
cooked.
huge. That'd be massive. I don't know about that. Before we get you out of here, where can everybody find your content? 'Cause you've got some great viral content.
I appreciate it. 406_BBQ. That's my IG.
And the catering business back home, how could everybody get in touch with you guys there?
I have my links up on my Instagram. If you want catering, just email, and we get it done.
And that's countrywide. You guys travel to other countries?
No, you gotta be Montana.
It's gotta be Montana.
I know, I was like, hey, let's cater him over here.
But I'm doing a pop-up in Hawaii on May 3rd at Whiskey Smoke in Kaneohe. We do whole alligator unagi style. I'll do some.
Are you taking alligator there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it shipped from Louisiana. So we'll smoke the whole alligator, 40-pound one. I'll do some. A dish I'm trying to do is a miso papaya chimichurri. I did that for Kitchen Scraps. That one is super good. So fine tuning that, and then yeah, we should be.
It'll probably be a first time for a lot of people, right? The gator.
Alligator.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my flavors and dishes will be their first time, having those.
But
those
just gator in
things.
general. Like,
gator,
I feel
yeah,
like most
yeah.
people have it from home.
Yeah, I hope
tried
that
it.
people aren't too scared.
Mm.
Because gators, doesn't taste bad. It's good, but just the idea. Because I get a
Gator.
lot that people are like, oh, alligator. It's just the idea of eating alligator or even bear or mountain lion. They just can't get over the fact that they're eating it, but it's good. Alligator is just a bigger version of eel. I feel like. So
True.
I mean, it's going to be sample sizes for the most part, right?
Yeah. For that one, we'll do a small sample size.
Yeah.
And for down there, it's all like by the pound and whatnot. And so I'll bring some huckleberry. It's a Montana berry. I'll bring those flavors there too and stuff. So it'll be a full circle moment for me to be able to serve food in Hawaii because I've been away for so long. And then I should be at the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival in Maui in October.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
you guys take a booth out there too?
Yeah, we got an invite, which has been my dream because my dad served at the. He was a participant 1 year, and so to be able to do that with my dad means a lot. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was 12 feet long, 1,000 pounds.
12 feet long. Do you have a picture of it? What country is that?
No, it's in the U.S.
Why are they in the sand? Where is this?
It's like in some It's like in some like.
I mean, that does look like some. That looks like some of your.
But
buddies.
that's why it's domestic. It was a wild pig that bred with a domestic, and then it was going and eating all the fertilizer in the
Stephen,
barn.
you got to get with some of your buddies and confirm this because they've got to know about the Pigzilla lore.
Look into it.
But we appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you for making time for us on your Vegas trip. I loved how things just lined up, and
we're gonna have to try some of this food. I don't know how we're gonna get it.
We're gonna have to fly out to Montana or something.
No, people from Vegas, they want me to do a pop up here. So maybe in the future, we'll do that because they get all the local people here.
Yeah.
They're telling me like they'll help me get set up to do a pop up.
There's a lot of places you could do it too. Over here, there's always local festivals and stuff.
Yeah. So I think that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I'm excited to see the growth because like you said, you just got started with the content and everything. So should be a big year of growth for you.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm praying for it, and so I appreciate it.
Be consistent, yeah. Which you pretty much have been.
Yeah. And so now I just work with more brands too, and go. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, yeah. I
appreciate it. We'll see you, get you on. We'll get you back on in the future, and hopefully we'll be there at that pop-up.
All right.
Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.